Hey Space Muffins, it's Spacey Sims, and I am here with another channel update. And I'm sorry that I have been doing so many of these lately, but so much has changed and keeps changing, and so I just want to keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So a lot of changes are going through this week that you will see, and I'll probably be explaining all of these changes in the applicable videos and stuff like that. But basically, we already know that within the next month or so, the backpacking challenge is going to end. And Alice's Adventures in Windenburg probably going to go on for a little while, but not too much longer, maybe another month or two, just because it's going to have kind of a natural end. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to end that, if I'm just going to end when Alice and Ethra's children or child, I might just have them have one child, when that child ages up to like a young adult, or I'll wait till they die. I'm not quite sure where the end of that's going to be, but it is coming down the pike, so that will be eventually. I think everyone's kind of known about those two just because they are shorter kind of challenges and LPs. My Little Pony's staying pretty much the same, so we're not changing that. Time Lord, I am gonna start doing twice a week, just because while I enjoy doing that series, I don't want to be doing it for the rest of my life. I've already been doing that for almost a year. March 18th will be 1 year since I started my YouTube channel with First Librarian. So I kind of, I was doing a lot more episodes then. So like each Time Lord was only lasting a month, and now we're getting to the point where they're lasting like three or more. And that's just because I'm not doing as many. So by doing two a week, we'll be able to get through them in a timely manner. It won't take forever, and I figure by September or October, we'll probably end the Time Lord series, and that gives us the ability to do like the 13th, which is technically, the War Doctor, which in ours would be whatever we decide to call him, librarian. So, and then, depending, I might take a break for a little while, and we might come back with a time lady. So I don't know, but I just kind of want to keep that one going, but I just, you know, it's a little daunting thinking it might take a year to finish, I've already been going a year with it, but, I don't know. So for now, we're going to be doing like two a week. That's kind of the plan. Our long playing legacies like, Life and Stardust, Blackwell Crest, Pendragon Legacy, Alternate Realities. Those ones will. I think those are all of them. Those ones will stay. We're just going to do once a week because I already know that those are going to take a long time. Because they are like 5 to 10 generations, and I'm okay with that. And they have such good backstories and everything that I'm having a lot of fun doing them, and I'm enjoying the characters, and we're getting kind of into them. So I'm fine with those lasting a long time. I just kind of want to make sure that everything I'm doing doesn't last forever. Um, so with that, I'll still be doing some of my Simply Improved CAS stuff. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get that every week. It really does depend on what I can get done during the week. But like I said, that and the build series are kind of like intermixed, like whenever I can get them done type of a thing. With that, also realize Pendragon. Yes, okay, so here we get into the changes. 100 Baby, I am trying to do, we'll probably get a couple of episodes a week, two, three, whatever I decide to do, just to get it done. We are down to the last dozen babies, and I want it done. Like I want to finish. Like we're at the home stretch, and I just want to get it done. So the changes I'm making on that one is I'm probably going to cut out some stuff like when the kids are at school and Brooklyn is just sitting around doing nothing. I'm cutting that out. I'm just gonna, stop, pause, come back so that we can get some actual substance, like trying to get the kids' skills up, me yelling at them for being idiots because they never do anything that I tell them to do, the stress in the series. I'm surprised I haven't had a heart attack. Like these Sims are so dumb. But yeah, so I'm gonna kind of do things like that. And we may or may not do CAS. We'll probably still do CASs depending. I did just record all of my stuff for this week, and we did have some kids age up, and I did not. I didn't do a CAS for them because I just kind of wanted to move on. I had a lot of stuff to record, and I've been at this for 12 hours today. So, yeah, that's a lot. And that's kind of why I'm making these changes. Like, I want 100 Baby to finish. I want to wrap it up. I want to get it done as soon as possible. And the same with Disney, the Disney Princess Legacy Challenge. So, we have another big change with that one. I had cut out 3 generations so that, because I had originally done it, I had done mine, so we'd have 13. Um, the challenge is set up to be 10 generations, and then you have some alternate generations that you can throw in there or, do as well. And I had just decided to do them all. But then I was like, yeah, it's going to take too long. Let's cut it down back to its 10. Take out 2 out of the 3 that you always see: Tiana, Cinderella, and Snow White. I had already done Snow White, so I can only take out Tiana and Cinderella. But I took out Pocahontas because I was like, that one, you know how me, I don't really follow the rules and challenges, so I was like, that one's not really that fun. She's gonna run away and elope, and I'm like, I spent all that time building the house for them. I'm like, I don't want her to run away, so so we had taken it. So Ariel was going to move on to Anna, and then move on to Merida and be done. But then I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? It's just Ariel generation is almost over because the Anna generation starts as soon as Anna, whoever she is, turns into a child. So it's kind of like, well, then Ariel's pretty much almost done because as soon as she has a baby that turns into a child, is like done. And then we go through Anna until Merida ends up a teen, and then we just have to sit there and watch a sim who's never going to get married, never have kids, and is just, does nothing. And the way the series has been kind of going, like, we've kind of lost direction with it. I'm kind of just going through the motions, and we super fast speed through most of it, and they're all over the place, and it's like, that, I can't, I'm just thinking of the Merida generation, like, could I seriously sit there and just like, okay, we're just super speeding through, watching the sim, not doing anything? Like, how boring would that be to watch? Like, because it's not like there's a purpose. Like, okay, we're gonna have her get married and have kids. Like, no, she's just gonna grow old and die. And I'm like, that's gonna kill me. Like, I just don't even want to get to that point. Like, I'm like, I don't know. The thought of that just seemed boring to me to do, and I can't imagine how boring it would be for you guys to watch that. So I decided that with this generation, we're on Ariel, and, for those of you who watch it, we've moved in her boyfriend, so she's got her prince or whatever, and I'm like, they will just have a kid, and when that child ages up to like a teen, so we can like see what their genetics kind of play out, because that's always fun for me. I like to see that. We'll pretty much end it, so either, yeah, so we're pretty much going to end it then. You will see I recorded 3 episodes this week. I believe we have about 4 episodes left, and then it's done. And I'm going to wrap it up like that. And the game apparently jinxed me a little bit because it kind of knew that I was going to end this, and it gave me a really good way to end it. So, it sounds really dramatic. It's not that bad. You'll see for those of you who watch it. I don't want to give a spoiler. But yeah, so I was like, well, you know what? I feel like this is the game itself telling me like, yeah, just call it quits, girl. So, I am going to call Disney quits. I know that I'm quitting in advance of getting through the 10 generations, and I really wanted to get through the 10, but I just look at it like, okay, Ariel would be done, Anna would be on, and then Tiana would be just, not Tiana, Merida, that generation would just be like, what, like 20 or 30 episodes just watching her do nothing. Like, and because I've kind of lost my thunder with it, so I don't want to subject anyone to watching that, even if, hey, funny things happen, or me yelling at the Sims is funny and entertaining for people. Like, I just feel like, it's not, there's going to be a lot of more episodes that are boring, and I don't want you guys to die of boredom. I love you guys. I want you to stay alive, and I want you to have fun, and I want to have fun, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and I want to put out quality items. I know that not everything is going to be perfect, but the stories that have been coming out with my longer legacies, they're more entertaining. There's a backstory. And yeah, I mean, sure, we're fast forwarding through some stuff because it's not always, thrilling, but for the most part, there's a purpose, and there's a goal, and there's a story, and there's emotion, and there's some connection with my Sims in that case. And I'm just not feeling that with the Disney Princess Legacy anymore. I'm just kind of to the point where I'm like, I'm going through the motions. I just don't care. It's not that I don't care about The Sims. I care about them a little bit, but not enough to keep it going. So that one will be wrapping up. We have some episodes this week, and we'll definitely have episodes next week. This week being this coming week, like today. But right now it is 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, on the 6th. I will probably try to encode this and post this and get everything ready and post this sometime on Sunday. So this week is starting with Monday because I record all my stuff from Monday through Sunday the weekend before. So like this weekend I recorded everything from the 7th through whatever the hell the following, what is that, the 13th? I think it's the 13th. Yeah. So so we will probably have more episodes next week. So by the end of March, I guess it would probably be done. So really depends, we might have one last episode depending. I just want to make sure, we get to see at least their kid age up to a teenager or whatever. But that's it. Anyway, so that one's going to be wrapping up this month. And then the other thing is kitchen sink. And this kind of, I don't want to say breaks my heart. It does make me a little bit sad. But this has been my longest running family. I have been playing kitchen sink. It was actually one of the first families I started. Before I even started doing LPs, I was watching other YouTubers. I was watching channels, and someone did a Runaway Teen Challenge, and I was like, ooh, that looks fun. Because I did the same thing with Sims 4 that I did with The Sims 3, where I just play a family, and then I move on, and I get bored really fast. And I was like, oh, that would be fun. I think that would be something to get me involved. I want to try this challenge. So I looked it up, and I did it, and that's kind of what turned into kitchen sink. Every generation of my Sims, I've told everyone the story 5 million times, so you probably already know, but every one of those Sims, when the heir became a teenager, would run away and start over. And then I stopped doing that because I was like, good God, it's taking forever to like build up money and whatnot. And so I, started recording it when I started my channel. So I've actually been playing this family longer than a year because I don't think I really started playing The Sims until like February of last year. And then I started my channel like a month later. So I'm not, like, I think I played a little bit, like I did like CAS stuff and played a little bit, but it wasn't too much. I didn't really get too much into it until like, I wanted to say January or February of last year. So I don't know. This family has been going for like a year. It's the longest family that I've ever had. It's the longest family that I've ever played in any version of The Sims because I have never played the same family for this long of a period of time. So they're near and dear to my heart, and I absolutely love them. However, I recognize as I have been playing that, especially right now, it's getting boring. It's not boring necessarily for me to play, but it's got to be boring to watch because it's the same thing with Disney. It's not that I'm going through the motions because I'm kind of bored and over it. I'm going through the motions just because they're not really doing anything. There's no purpose really in this one except for going through the generations. So I've kind of decided that I am going to take this one offline. So we have one episode left. I actually had decided this Friday night. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna bother recording it anymore because as much as I love this family, I just feel like making you guys watch it when really nothing's going on. It's like, okay, now we're super speeding through. Okay, go eat. Okay, do that. I'm like, wow, I don't mind playing like that because I can do that while I'm watching TV and whatever, but I'm like, nothing exciting really happens. There's no goal. There's no story. There's no really involvement. And I'm like, why am I subjecting you guys to watching this? And why am I spending time recording this, every week when I could be doing something more worthwhile my time? It's not, I feel bad saying that because I do love this family a lot, but I just feel like they are not dynamic enough and there's not enough story here to continue with recording it. So I'm going to take it offline. I will be posting current household kind of videos every once in a while with them just to give updates, just because they have been on, since when Ethel was a teenager, we started, we were technically on a D generation, starting on E, and now we are starting our Ks. We have our children for our K generation. So they have been around for like a year, almost a year. And so I'm not going to cancel them. I'm not going to take them off. I'm not going to be like, peace out, guys. You're never going to know what's going to happen. I am going to do periodic updates on them. So, when we decide who the K heir is going to be before they age up to a young adult, I'll pop in and record an episode and like fill you in on what happens. And that's actually kind of the episode that's posting this week is very much like that because I actually had started Friday night. I'm like, I'm just going to play them, on my own. I'm not going to bother recording it anymore just because, I'm invested with them because I want to see this through, but I just feel like it's not worth recording. I have other things that I could spend more time and energy on than trying to just put this in as almost like a filler. And of course, the second I stop recording, all this shit starts happening. And I'm like, seriously? So I'm like, all right, we'll do one more episode. I'll fill you guys in on what happened on the hour that I was off camera doing this. And, then we'll go from there. So we'll, we had a very eventful episode this week, like just doing it like that. So I feel like that's going to give it a little bit more spark. So people who are invested with this family and do love this family, you will still get updates, but it won't be weekly. It will probably be, more like once a month, maybe, really depending on how much I play off camera and, what kind of things happen and how fast it goes. So you never know. I mean, could be every other week, but I just don't want it to be where I have to record and that's the only time we're playing and nothing's ever happening. Like I would rather just do once in a while updates and give you good quality kind of stuff with, hey, this is everything that went on and I can at least fill you in on the backstories and what was going on, what was happening while they're just running around doing nothing. I mean, I feel like that would be a little bit better and more entertaining. So with that, we will have kitchen sink will be gone after this week, except for periodic, quote unquote, current households, because I don't actually play current households. I know a lot of people will show you what games they're playing and introduce you to families. I don't play anything off camera. Everything that I do is on camera. So kitchen sink will be that family that will be off camera. Disney will be wrapping up after this week, probably next week or so. 100 Baby, I am trying so hard to get this one done because I'm so close. We are so close to finishing this. I need to get it done. But like I said, we're going to cut out some things so that the episodes go a little faster. I might try to get a couple episodes of that out a week. So I apologize if for the next couple of months you were spammed with Disney Princess and 100 Baby. Because I just want to get them done. I just want them done and over with and out. Because I feel like if I take a little bit of a break, I'm never going to pick them up and I want to finish them. Disney's already done pretty much. We got a couple more episodes to go and we're done. 100 Baby, I just want done because I feel like I said, if I take a break, I'm never going to come back to it. And these last dozen kids, it's never going to happen. And I am so close to finishing and I cannot even imagine how I've gotten this far. I can't quit now. So as much as it pains me to spam you guys with these videos, I want to get them done. And then with Disney, 100 Baby, and Kitchen Sink all out of the way, I mean, definitely Disney and Kitchen Sink out of the way. There's two of them. That's good. It knocks me down because I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 things that I have going right now, and that's a lot. It takes me over 12 hours a day to record these. And, it's ridiculous. So, and then I have to spend all day on Sunday encoding, and I'm like, right now I don't have a life, but I don't want it to be where I can't be like, hey, I can't hang out because I've got to record and I know it's going to take me my entire day. It's 1:30 in the morning right now, and I have been recording since noon. I get up in the morning and I eat breakfast and I can't even let me custom content shop or let me watch a video because then it's oh shit, I got to record and I'm gonna be here till 1 in the morning recording. And as much as I have fun doing this, it's kind of I can't live my life doing this just because. So I'm sorry. I do enjoy doing this. I'm not canceling any series except for I'm taking Kitchen Sink offline and Disney's going to be gone, but we knew that was going to end soon anyway, and I would rather put out good content that I have a passion for, or that there's a story behind or something and there's a connection for me with, and just something where we're okay, and they're just eating and okay, we're going to send her to go pee. I mean, we have to do that in every game anyway, but we don't have to do only that, So, and then hopefully 100 Baby will wrap up and be out. And with those three gone, that gives us room. There are several other challenges that I would like to do. I know I was originally thinking of one to put in on Sunday because Sunday I only have like one thing going because I never have builds because I just don't have time during the week to do them or the motivation. Like, I got to get really motivated to do builds, is what I'm saying. But yeah, since I'm sorry, I had to pause for a second because I'm sitting here recording and then all of a sudden I look and I don't see like my meters going. I have the sound muted so I'm not hearing an echo and hearing myself talk as I'm talking, and therefore my meters aren't registering. So I just thought I was recording, and I'm like, I've been sitting here talking for 20 minutes and there's nothing recording, but it is recording, obviously. I just checked, so we're good. Anyway, so yeah, so I had been looking for something to put in possibly on Sunday, and I found a couple of challenges that I really want to do, and I feel like they're shorter challenges, which is good. I kind of want short things. I have so many legacies going. I can't handle another legacy. Time Lord is a very long challenge. The Stardust is a history challenge that's like 5 or 10. That's like 10 or more generations. That's long as shit. Um, uh, Blackwell Crest, I'm only doing 5 generations, but that's still long. Pendragon is 10, and that's on normal lifespan, so that's going to take us 6 years to finish. Alternate Realities is also pretty long. So those are all very long challenges, and I don't want anything else that's like, hey, a legacy. Good God, no, I can't handle it. I'm very invested in these Sims right now, so I really feel like their stories are going to continue. I don't want to bring on something that's going to be long. But what I found were a couple challenges. I found the 13 Ghost Challenge. I thought that could be kind of fun. I kind of already created a sim for that challenge and a kind of a little story for her. That's something I feel like will happen a little bit later. I don't think I want to pick that one up right this second. I feel like maybe when Alice and Backpacking both wrap up, maybe I'll consider doing that one. But like I said, I do kind of have a story kind of, and the sim, I have to work on that one a little bit more. And that's kind of like a vague in the future kind of one. There is another one that I found on the forums. They linked on the forums the list of challenges, and it's actually on Mod The Sims, which I go on Mod The Sims for like downloads and stuff, but I never even thought to like look for challenges there. And there's actually some challenges there that are not on the forums, which is kind of cool because, and this one is a new challenge, and I really thought this was really a nice, fun little thing to do. Kind of feel like it's short, but it's a scavenger hunt through Oasis Springs. No, Willow Creek, sorry. I get those two mixed up. But Willow Creek, of different things that are in the town that this person is verified is in the town. I'm sorry, I forget who the creator is. But and you go around and your sim's supposed to take pictures of it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I created a cute little sim, and she's a photographer, and like, so this is her story, just going around taking all these pictures like of all these little things, and we'd be checking off the boxes of things that she finds, in there, as we're kind of exploring her story and her life. And I just thought that would be so much fun because I feel like it's, gives us a lot of wiggle room to do what we want to do. But, here she is, like, she's a little photographer, and I don't know, maybe she'll have some other part-time job or something. I don't really know. I haven't totally figured everything out, but I did create a sim for that and kind of have that little bit of a backstory. And the other one I thought would be kind of interesting was the single father challenge. Because you're basically trying to get him to be, you know, successful and have the kid be successful. And I already kind of have, I found when I was looking for custom content, I found this lot that someone built, and I was like, this is, and just the way they did it, I mean, the way they created the lot and all of the custom content, all the way they put it all inside, the decorative stuff, it wasn't really usable, but it was so genius. There's like garbage everywhere. I'm like, this looks like some dude lives here and is just such a slob. And I'm like, that is perfect. And I created a sim, and you will hear about this in the Time Lord challenge. The sim that I created to kind of use in this challenge is actually someone that I don't want to give away spoilers for those of you who watch the Time Lord challenge, but we do mention who this sim is. So he is sort of, I don't want to say he's related to someone near and dear to us. Not exactly someone that we know yet, but a relative. That's probably too much information. But anyway, and I had kind of thought what would be kind of cool is like have that challenge, turn into the scavenger hunt one. So like, the single father raises a child and, raises like a daughter, and then she's the one who goes out and is the photographer who goes around and takes the photos and does a scavenger hunt thing. But I had already created the sim for the scavenger hunt challenge, so I don't know if I'm going to do that kind of a crossover thing, or if I'm just going to do them separately. I did kind of already start kind of doing a little bit of the background setup for the single father challenge, but I figured those ones are really kind of short because you're really only playing through the life of one sim. So, we're doing the father and he's got to get himself up the career and make his child successful, and then once that child hits a young adult, it's pretty much like done, game over. Like that it's over. And we could play out, until he dies, or we just play when he to the child's a young adult, because that's pretty much we want to make sure that that child becomes successful and he's, done right by this kid and hasn't had it taken away and everything. And so it's a relatively, I mean, still long because it would take a couple of months, unless I did short lifespan. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that's not one that's going to be like a year long. Or even if it does take several months, it's, I just feel like that's something that, there's a little bit of a story behind it. And the same thing with the scavenger hunt. I feel like that one could be very long or short depending on how long. If we take, there's a ton of pictures on there, and there's some that I was like, okay, I'm not going to try to do this. Like, take a picture of Sims in the shower. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be a peeper. Like, take a picture of a Sim in the shower. There's certain things that I would be like, okay, we're cutting out some of these pictures. But, so that kind of a thing. And that could be a relatively short one. So I kind of like that idea of shorter ones to mix in with my longer ones. So I'm thinking about adding one of those, either the single father challenge or the scavenger hunt one, probably after Disney wraps up. So I'll probably be recording that, starting the end of this month. And since Kitchen Sink's going to be out, that's good. We'll give a little breathing room. We're going to rearrange where things are going. And then hopefully 100 Baby can wrap up soon. And then if 100 Baby can wrap up around at the end of April, that would be great. Then that's when the backpacking challenge will probably wrap up at the end of April, just naturally. So with the two of those gone, we could replace those with one of the other new challenges. So we're pretty much knocking down 4 into 2. And if I decide that the single father challenge I could turn into the scavenger hunt one and just use that sim instead of using the sim that I created, then we can kind of do that. It really just depends. So then we can just have one that leads into another, and instead of replacing 4 with 2, we can replace just 4 with 1. But I like the idea of having shorter challenges. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the update. So, kind of talking about other challenges that I am interested in, but will probably take a little bit of time to figure out and just let some things wrap up. So Kitchen Sink is the last episode will be this week, except for our check-ins. Disney will wrap up probably next week, week after at the latest. 100 Baby, I'm really hoping to get that done sooner than later, because it's killing me. It's sucking the life out of me. And if any of you really enjoy when I yell at my Sims and get really angry and feel like my head's going to explode, if you find that humorous and funny, you really should be watching the 100 Baby Challenge. The later episodes, just start watching them from now going forward, because I lose my shit on them all the time, because they just are horrible, and they are just the dumbest bunch of computer generated human beings ever. I can't even. So that's why I wanted to end. But yeah, and I'm kind of over it. But like I said, I want to get those 100 babies. We need to get this done. So I'm sorry if I'm going to be spamming with that one and not like some of the other good, I want to say higher quality content ones that I've been doing. It's just because I'm trying to get those over with. So don't kind of freak out if you see like, why is Disney and why is 100 Baby, like, why are they all over the place? Why do we always have those? But like all the awesome ones are like, we only do one a week. It's because the awesome ones, one a week is quality enough. And with Disney and 100 Baby, I just need to get as much done as possible to get it out of the way. So yeah, so for the next couple of weeks, you will be seeing, unfortunately, a lot more of those than I would like. It's just I need to get them done. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, so hopefully no one's too upset and too sad at the changes. I know that some people definitely do like the Disney and the 100 Baby challenges, and I know some people do like the kitchen sink family. I am sad kind of to pull them out, but like I said, I really want you guys to have quality stuff to watch, and this is not, indicative of my best series and stuff. So I would advise watching one of the other longer legacies. They have better backstories. They were a little more engaging, and we definitely have a lot more fun with those right now. And like Kitchen Sink will be back, like I said, periodically. And if for some reason I start getting into a swing with Kitchen Sink where all of a sudden a sim comes in and they just have such goals and drive and there's just so much going on with them, I might just bring it back and we might have a weekly thing again. It might come back in and out waves. But don't hold your breath for that. Just know it will be coming back for updates, and that's pretty much it. And I didn't mean for this to go that long, but you know me, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh my lord. So yeah, that is it, guys. If I think of anything else that I wanted to tell you, I will do another update, because Lord knows we do enough of these. But yeah, so thank you guys for bearing with me. I hope to see you guys around, especially on some of the newer challenges. And the newer legacies, and I hope nobody is too upset with Disney 100 Baby and Kitchen Sink kind of bowing out, in the next couple of weeks or so. But yeah, so I will see you guys around. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.